you I'll do anything. I promise to be your king. Rani, oh Rani, I want to marry Hindustani. I love curry, I love furry, so Betty, give 'em plenty. You look so beautiful, you look so wonderful. I'd like to let you know, I'll never let you go. Oh Rani, I want to marry Hindustani. Ah yeah,
You know the drill. Share the video. Share it up, share it up. Use this time to share it.
you look so beautiful dressed in your sari. Oh Rani, say Rani, exchanging vows with you, my dear. Jama Jora, I will wear Rani. Oh Rani, as wife and husband, we go tie the kanga. Now that I am your true king, all my love is in this ring. Rani, oh Rani, I want to marry Hindustani. I love curry, I love curry.
So Betty, go tell Bauji.
You look so beautiful, you look so wonderful. I'd like to let you know, I'll never let you go.
When last you all heard that song? Tuesday, 28th November. When last you all heard that song? When last you heard this one? Austin Lions. Blue Boy.
Listening to a prayer meeting, Baptist people preaching, with a leader in front, people shaking. So I tell my partner,
Boy, let me get closer. Because I tell myself I hear it soca.
something to be spiritual.
Uh-huh.
To me it was more like bacana.
Oh, Lord, oh.
Cause they got some jumping out of time. If you see Baptist to mankind,
Oh, Lord, singing. Soca Baptist.
like soca Baptist, like soca Baptist, like soca Baptist.
To the whole world who might be messaging me now, this is lifetime. To the good people on the YouTube channel, message your people. Today is Tuesday, we may not get a big turnout, I don't know. Sunday morning I wrote something. Sunday morning, because I got angry Sunday morning. I told you all yesterday, I didn't get a chance to read it. I'm going to read it now. This is for Rennie Bishop, and anybody who's Rennie Bishop friend, because Rennie Bishop shared it and he said he didn't know who wrote it. So I told him it's me. But I know that for certain people, after they share it, and that's why I didn't put my name. I didn't put my name on it to share it on WhatsApp. It went viral because people wouldn't stop it. When they read the truth and they have nobody to, you know, like, you see the PNM and UNC have to sell a legend. PNM must tell black people, Indian people how to eat your food, and Indian people must tell their children, black people want to doglarize your daughter, and both of them saying thief and bandit and all kind of foolishness. But now the PEP arrives, so they have to destroy me too. My name have to get mashed up. Phillip have to be a crook, a con artist, a racist. You gotta find all kind of thing. You gotta make it impossible for people to vote for you. And I'll tell you I have a remedy for that. Before I read the thing though, I was telling people about this video I saw. And well, I can't share the video because I don't have the video, but I want to tell you about the video, right? So picture this setting. It's like the savannah. Picture the Queen's Park savannah. Huge, the whole savannah, and a stage. The stage must be you on one end of the savannah. The stage on the other end is a Woodstock kind of vibe. Everybody on little blankets, whatever, chilling, sitting down on the ground, groups, teams, couples, spread out all over the place, normal, like a Woodstock kind of vibe, music playing. And this one guy get up, and he start to dance. And not just bopping to the music, he wailing, dancing, having a time in the music, and he dancing. And the rest of all of these people now look at this guy, because nobody else is dancing. Music playing, everybody chilling, everybody on a nice mellow vibe, and my boy wailing. So they're watching this guy now, and for the first couple minutes, you have to think that he's a lunatic, because what he is doing is not what everybody else is doing. Everybody else on a chill, couple off, team off, lime off, everybody shit talking, liming, digging the vibe. He there, wailing, arms in the air, dancing. That's me. That guy, that lunatic, me. And dancing. And then 3 or 4 more people stand up to dance. They get up to dance too, because he looked like he having fun. And they think, I want to see if I can have some fun like that too. And they're dancing and they're wailing too. Now it's different. Now it's not just one lunatic. Now it's people dancing, which is different. You have people who give it some legitimacy. Those first people who buy into something, they are the ones, they are agents of change. They are the first to buy into something. They have faith, they have hope, and they're dancing. Now that these 4 are dancing, a lot of other people who saw the first guy dance, and they loving the dance, and they say, wow, I wish I could be dancing like that. But they were afraid to dance. But now these 4 get up to dance, frigate man, and they all get up to dance too. So now plenty people dancing, hands in the air, and waving and shaking and having a time. Now you have a movement. That's where the PEP is now. The PEP is not just one lunatic dancing. And the PEP is not just that lunatic and 4 others saying, hey, we can dance to this. The PEP is now a movement. And a lot of the people who are still sitting down on their little blankets, starting to think, maybe we are the lunatics. That's where we're at. We're at a movement. And we need everybody to get up and throw off all these preconceived notions. Now, I want to tell especially, because every night after, when I go back and I look and I read the comments on the threads, and I see that a couple trolls, and I want to tell the PEP members, supporters, the real PEP peppers, I applaud you all 100% for how you all deal with trolls now. You all just let them troll. You all give them no energy. They get to talk their nonsense, say their foolishness, and the conversation that was going on, not getting distracted by their foolishness. I want to tell you, that is maturity. You're teaching them a lesson, because they're seeing they can't troll Pep. Pep not taking your trolling. You talk, vent your spleen, cry blood, pull out your hair. We still going forward. We dancing, and we having a time. And I want to tell them, that is why I say, there is every likelihood next year when we have our internal elections, our democratic internal elections, I, Philip Edward Alexander, am not going to put my name up for any post. You see, everybody's expecting me to push for political leader. But if I do this work that I do and can benefit nothing from it, the PNM and the UNC can't say that this is me trying to get something for myself, because I want nothing. I want less than nothing. I want nothing from the state. And I will never take a contract or a blue light or a drive. I want none of those things. What I want, somebody asked me today, why are you doing this? And my truth is this. I love this country. I don't want to leave Trinidad and Tobago. I could take my family and go. But I love Trinidad and Tobago. Even though I'm starting to hate my country, I love my country. But to stay and live in this country, if you plan to stay and live in this country, you have to fix it. You can't leave it like this. You can't. It's unbearable. It's unbearable. The only reason for me to do this is love of country. I am going to go and tour the world. And there are things I want to see. And I told you all, a lot of y'all who know me, there have a lot of ancient sites that I want to go and see and touch. I want to go Nazca in Peru. I want to go Pumapunku in Mexico. I want to go Angkor Wat in Cambodia. There are a lot of places that I want to see the ancient sites and touch them. The caves in India. I want to go to the underground cathedrals in Africa. I want to see these things. I want to see them. I want to touch them because I want to understand them. I have a critical mind, and they don't fit into normal history. So I want to go and see them for myself. Anyway, that's just an aside. I don't want a job. I don't want any job at all. I'm reading a guy saying last night that Kamala sent me to split votes, and then a woman come on the thread and say, we is PNM. And I'm thinking, they're not seeing each other. They don't realize they're cancelling each other out, and the rest of the people who just talking issues and programs and policies and how to fix Trinidad and Tobago, they're not taking them on anyway. Sunday morning, this is what I wrote. Now I know once something crosses 50,000 shares, I know it's viral. Because 50,000 shares will go viral. So by the time a week or two pass, this thing, 500,000 people will read it. I don't need the credit for it. The purpose of it and the reason people sharing it is that it makes sense. This is what I wrote for those who didn't read it. And this was my Sunday morning. Trying not to get serious this morning, but seeing so many posts from so many people asking where this lawlessness coming from. And I want to ask, where were you living when Trinidad and Tobago was being transformed into a criminal paradise? Were you jamming with those living large on ill-gotten gains? Did you have a contractor friend with real blue money to spend and you travel the world, not stopping to wonder the consequences of so much theft? Or your friend with so much money and no way to explain it? One bakery or cloth store became 100 in a year, and you never thought to ask how that was possible. The news tells you of billions of dollars of cocaine being seized here or originating here. But you were never troubled to ask why no one was brought to justice, or how much was making it through undetected, and the consequences of so much illegal money washing the system black, destroying the integrity of every institution of state, and corrupting every office of law enforcement and justice. Name one single office holder of any office that you believe is above reproach, untouched by corruption. Just one. Now the wolf is near you, sniffing around you, and you want to ask where this is coming from? It's coming from you. Decades we have been warning of this coming storm, but some of you did not want the fabulous life to end. You speak about these little black boys not wanting to work. I ask you, where are the 50,000 jobs for them? Yours? Clean your yard? Didn't you think that at some point the social imbalance was going to lead to this? No, too many were only concerned with what was on their own plate, and the devil could take the rest. Well, guess what? The devil is here, and he is ready for that accounting. When you hang out in the clubs and the bars, you know washing laundered money. Have you ever stopped to wonder what else that money might be paying for? Others have been sacrificing lifetime and treasure, risking and enduring victimization to warn of the coming storm. You ignored, choosing instead to whine low. Save me your pious piety this morning. I am pissed at the condition of my country, not just at the activities of the lowest and those pushing back the hardest, but at you for not giving enough of a shit about anyone else to really see what you were contributing to and benefiting from. You had access to a politician or a senior police officer who could fix your business. Did you ever wonder at who else's expense? How long did you think you could skip the line before it had a cost? Your friend on the state board who funneled state funds to you. Didn't you think at some point the void that money left would try to reclaim its own? We're here, listening to the jackass we have for our Prime Minister, admonishing little black boys and threatening them with police and soldiers, and I laugh, and I know they laugh too. They've watched government, the biggest criminal gang of all, prosper. They have seen the Rowleys and the Kamlas and the Mannings and the Pandays get away with real shit. Things get thrown out because of this and that. They're poor, but they're not stupid. They have come to understand what time it is. that only criminals prospering in TNT. That if you want it, go take it. We're talking justice. We don't want justice. We want the criminality to continue uninterrupted by these lowlifes who somehow believe they're entitled to eat too. Yes? Listen, this is why I say I cannot be Prime Minister. I have watched Goodwood Park build itself up on so much in-your-face crime, where the higher on the hill you go, the bigger the bandit you are. I see businesses built on importing expired goods, placing the price sticker to hide the expiry date and selling it to you with pepper for your corn. Overnight billionaires, while people have been pushed further and further down a hole. Well, guess what? They're pushing back. And no amount of posturing and stunting by these lame, corrupt and bungling politicians is going to undo it. Again, these people poor, desperate and hungry, but they're not stupid. They don't see this as a fight between law and order, but for turf and survival between criminal gangs. Call their name now. Ask how Starbucks opening one a week, but you can't get foreign exchange to shop. Why? Where Mute get in US and you can't? How is that democracy, fair or just? The people, they're poor, they're uneducated, but they're not stupid. The bank created fees and charges to literally steal their money, and no one coming to their rescue. They must get vexed, wouldn't you? The conversation we need to be having this morning is how to fix this, not who to blame. There's so much blame to go around, none of us will escape unblemished. Government limiting US allocations so you can't shop online because online shopping closed West Mall down. People walking in the mall but no one have a bag in their hands because West Mall stores like businesses all through this country raping the people without care or concern, charging 10 and 15 times the price they could get it for online. So now you stop them from shopping online because you're gang in government. Force them to shop by the criminal cabal that has the audacity to call itself a business community or salt. The people hungry, but they're not stupid. They number in the hundreds of thousands now, victims of pure theft. They know it was their money that was stolen to make billionaires, stuntmen and women, and they vex. How to fix it? Undo and redo. But before we get to there, get over your blasted judgmental self and stop seeing people as nigger and coolie and high class and low class. There are no high class people in TNT, only successful criminals. Want to challenge that? Call a name. I will lead you to the crime behind their wealth. It's not suit and tie people who took the cocaine out of the pirogue and packed it in the juice cans and juice boxes. They paid others to do that, and the word got around. That business in TNT is crime. That police job is to lock up small criminals and let big ones go free. Kiss Quelo getting to vend illegally on any street they damn well please, but black hen chicken goods getting seized and destroyed. They got the message. They're poor, they're hungry, but they're not stupid. We have reduced the nation to who could steal the most, take it and go, and who vex. We've done this. We've cut in lines, advantaged others, gouged them, white collar robbed them, marginalized and isolated them. We've built gated communities to keep them out. We've separated society by price, so their small money keeps their faces pressed against the window. All of that straight out of the handbook, How to Destroy a Nation. Well, we are at the chapter where all those bills come due. Not one single person of moral authority in the parliament or government. They look and see persons with blemished characters and dirty hands. They're poor, they're hungry, but they're not stupid. Trinidad and Tobago maybe, and I mean maybe, has a chance to pull out of this. I don't even know if that's possible anymore. But damned if I'm going to sit and read shit posted onto Facebook by those who lived well on the proceeds of all manner of criminality and crime, bemoaning now the crime affecting them. You didn't stop to think what your crime might have been doing others. The people hungry, they're poor, but they're not stupid. And they vex now. We did this. Every time we let a big crime slide, we did this. We put the entire thing in motion. Now we all have to live with the consequences. Rene Bishop, Phillip, Edward Alexander wrote that. Adjust it on your page. I want my credit. And yes, we have to start talking that conversation. Aidan Chenalium, who's on my wall, I think he's a lawyer. Today I said, all those high-color people washing your mouth on beat them for pelting stone and bus. Wait till food run out by you and see if you repel stone too. Now Aidan jumped out at that. Because Aidan thought that I was defending criminality. I am not. I am not. I am not. I am simply saying, hungry belly make poor choices. And there go all are we but for the grace of God. And we playing, we understand. Because we burping, them busting with gas. We are not living like a country. We're not living like a nation. We're not living like a family. We're living like a race. Race to grab, take where you could and go. This country is like a long, slow loot. That's what it looks like to me. Loot the country. It's a criminal paradise. I tell you last night, the #1 baker in the world, Michelle Sohan, is a Trinidadian. She owns one store, bakery treats in Chagodas. She can't get financing to open a branch, and she can't get US to buy stock. If she pack up and go to the States tomorrow, financiers will beat a path to her door. In 2 years, there will be 600 bakery treats. Trust me, she's won so many international accolades and awards. She is a globally recognized champion of pastry and cake art. She's a Trinidadian. Today we find out the best honey in the world, that the world knows, comes from Trinidad. Add that, the cocoa. And you have a government who is fooling poor people, fooling them and telling them things hard. The Indian and them thief out the money. And the Indian and them stunt for 5 years and say, that Creole party thief out the money. And you're only hearing thief out the money. So what you're left with is to look at a parliament, see the same players on both sides that accuse each other of thieving out the money, living large, and nothing happening to them. Red crapo, yellow crapo, eating well, belly full, burping, and plenty people suffering. And these fools in government now coming to tell you that there is no money. And they're not telling you, you see, their job is to bring the money. Don't tell me the price of gas down. Don't tell me the Indian thief the money. That's not what your job is. Your job is to mind the country. The well-being of the citizenry is your only job. And if you cannot do the job, save me the bullshit, save the blame game, and fire yourself. Fire yourself. I am talking myself into making a stunt of my own and walking from San Fernando from 12 midnight to the parliament. I work it out. It should take me about 12 hours, non-stop walking, with my flag and 41 you are fired documents. And I want to do that. But I don't know if I can make it. I'm going to try. Because you see, I need people to see that somebody willing to make an ass of himself and walk for 12 hours to prove a point that the parliament belongs to us. It's our own. And the parliament has a purpose. It's not a prize. The parliament is not a reward. We didn't crown them Miss and Mr. TNT. They are there to serve us. And they are not doing their job. And we have to go and tell them, listen, this place that you are in serves a purpose. It provides security. It provides jobs. It makes sure that there is enough to go around, that people live well together. It manages the social fabric. Today, the Ministry of Education sent a handful of kidney beans and plain dry rice for Charan as school lunch. And I say, but this is madness. You are spending $5 billion on education. $1 billion that I have seen in the budget could be accounted for in salaries and renovations. $4 billion. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know where it's gone. Like the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health have a section called transfers. And about $3.5 billion going to transfers. We're transferring it to people offshore account. What does it mean? What does it mean? But I will make that, listen, I need to prove to myself one of two things. That this country has enough people that want to save it, or I am a jackass. And trust me, after that walk, I'll be a tired jackass. I know now, because I'm lazy. That could be a long walk. I'll start trading. 12 hours non-stop walking. 12 hours. And if we get enough people to come and walk too, it'll send a message. You see, you have to be ready to say enough. And I know how hard it is to hear all of this. I know. It's hard to say it every night. It's hard to say it. It's hard to put out so much policy and then watch trolls come along and just troll it. Like somebody telling, I say, we will pay $1,000 for every gun. Take the guns out of circulation. Right? That don't sound practical. They need the gun as evidence. That's bullshit. You dry fire a gun to get the ballistics and you take the number of the gun. And in front of the lawyer for the other side, you both stipulate and agree that this gun is a Magnum 45. This is the ballistics from it. This is the ballistics report. We all sign off on that. That's the evidence. Cut the gun in two. Throw it in a smelter. You see, the best recycling we recycle in Trinidad is firearms, arms and ammunition. Every time CNC3 and TV6 get that whole stunt, arms seized, you're looking at about $300,000 in gun, because guns are expensive. And you're looking at about $300,000 in gun. But it was found in an abandoned building. That means after the lights go off, and all of the media people go back to wherever it is, go for the ham and jam, them guns can't go into evidence because it's not a case. You can't make a case against a gun. You can't make a case against an abandoned building. Police know this. When police seize gun in an abandoned building, if they're not destroying it in front of everybody, what's the point of the stunt? Why tell us there's nothing you could do? Nobody is being prosecuted because you don't know who owned the gun. So what is the purpose of the stunt? And I want everybody to know these things. So today I met Mr. John Desant. He sat with me for a while and he shared some of his ideas. And he's asking me, why do you do this? I say, all I want every night is to educate the people a little more. Inform them a little more. Because you see, 1.3 million informed and educated people are empowered. You can't get them nigger coolie politics after that. You can't get them bullshit after that. They say, stick a pin. I hear Faris get catch today, sticking a pin. Ain't all you just be listening to the videos. Miss me with your bullshit there, Faris. Faris tell them, stick a pin. Stick a pin, Faris. But I want Trinidadians to be able to say, whoops, you see all that bullshit you gain me to hold tonight? We have no interest in that. This is what we want to know. What is your policy on education? Because this is not working. What is your policy to right-size healthcare? What is your policy for jobs for all? Somebody said to me, no country in the world has 100% employment. Okay, but aim for the stars, we will land on the moon. Let's get to 98%. I don't care. Stop seeing the failure. Stop seeing the problem. Look for the solution. Let's say we're aiming for 100% employment. Because if everybody working, then everybody could eat. And once everybody belly full and they have hope and opportunity, you see, in a country that's run like that, if people choose crime, then bust them. Make sure you could bring down pestilence on them. Because if you're living in a country that's taking care of you and you have hope on your opportunity, don't commit no crime because we could jam you hard. But no, to be talking lock up and lock down, keep probably you made an ass of yourself. I mean, literally, you made an ass of yourself. Commanding the Commissioner of Police. The Commissioner of Police should have said, with all due respect, Mr. Prime Minister, you don't have that authority. But you see, Mr. Stephen Williams knows that he wants that work confirmed so he can get the commissioner pension. Guildford painter, gifted painter, that's on your birth certificate. Gifted painter asks, where's our manifesto? Gifted painter, go to peptt.com, or you can go to the PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party page, or ask anybody on the thread, give the policies at a glance the gifted painter there for me, please. I love that name. Are you related to House and Auto Painter? Benedict McFarlane, don't get tired, boss. Anyway, going forward from here, we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we now have to start standing up. That's what we have to start doing. We have to start rejecting the stunts. Save the bullshit. Stop the nonsense and the mama guy. The Minister of Education should have camera lights in his face tonight, microphone all up his nose, explain to the people how the children, how we spending $5,000 million on education this year alone, and the children get a handful of kidney beans and some dry white rice. What is going on? Answer that. Answer that. And that's where you need to be. You need to reject the racist politics. You have to. It's done nothing for you. Even if you get a CPEP work, watch me now. CPEP is a continuous insult to people, you know. That's what it is, a continuous insult. Eric Williams created, was it URP? No, what was before URP? Was it Dude or something else before that? Create that to leave the East Indian community as a recalcitrant minority, as he called them. Take black labor off the farms and suffer them. And Indian people still survive that. So then when Manning come into power, they hit them something called high-low hand-jack and game. Martin Joseph meet with the criminals in Crown Plaza. Next thing you know, the whole country getting kidnapped. I didn't know what was going on then at the time. Caroni closed down. Pressure right round. Listen. That kind of foolishness that passed for governance, that made one side of the country clap. They're belly hungry, but they're watching somebody else get their finger stick in their eye and they say, haha, we win. What did you win? When have you ever won? When? What did you ever get to say, this is how I benefited from being a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago? The University of Trinidad and Tobago, that Julian and them come to stunt. And I knew that was the thief money. Shutting down. They can't pay the bills. All them fancy campus, they throw up all over the place. You knew it was the stunt and the thief money. And now they have to shut it down. We cannot continue to accept that as politics. Worse, take it as politics, but you can't accept it as governance. When you are being paid by the people to run the country, run the blasted country, run the country, run the country. Kamala's $1 billion stunt that we will be paying $65 million until 2033. They fool people. That's a gift from China, my ass. We give China $1.5 billion to build a hospital that they worth 1/10 of that. And the money that was spent building just that Cuba hospital, people saying, but Point Lisas, all Point Lisas needed, all Point Lisas needed was accident and emergency center and a burns unit. The whole country needed a burns unit. That's what you need. A fella named, I think it is a man, I don't know, Mwali Henry asked PNM Open UTT to steal money. Yes, check it out. Go and check it out. To steal money. Cuba Hospital to steal money. Taruba Stadium to steal money. Mwali, I want you to understand, when that cabinet budget $136 million to build a stadium and then it ballooned to $1.1 billion, the rest of the money is stolen. That's theft. That's theft. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to stop being distracted by jackassness. It's not helping us. They're stunting, they're telling you, bust a mark today, bust a mark tomorrow. I ask him, I tell people today, some of them say, oh God, Phil, we had a laugh, and I say, but you see, I'm not sharing the meme with Keith Rowley in the drawers walking on the stage. I don't care about that. I'm beyond that now. We have to get to a place now where our attention laser focused on the issues. We have to start looking at the issues. We must ask what we could have gotten. Listen, Dupre got $25 billion tax-free, duty-free, interest-free, fat-free and calorie-free. He just take with money. because he had Dupre acolytes in the PNM and the UNC. So regardless of what true due diligence meant, it didn't matter. Because they were making the decisions without you. And they told you it was too big to fail. But I tell you, that's bullshit. You should have let Clico fail. The people you should have bailed out was the people left holding the bag. The people left holding all them fake scam investments that he sold them. Bailed those people out. It wouldn't have cost us $25 billion. No, it would not have. And you should have let it fail. Now we have a bunch of companies being run by the PNM and the UNC thieving more money again. Go and see what they're selling one Woodbrook Place apartments for. Go and see one financier have 9 places to rent. I wonder what rent he paid. Go and check all that. All that is thing you had to ask. Because you see, if you can't see the thread that run from that to the bus guy in the windscreen bus in the beat-up, I can't help you. I really can't help you. But I want to tell you this. The $50 billion, because if we had taken the $25 billion that we bail out Clico, put it in a fixed deposit, Chase Manhattan Bank, for 10 years, you'll get 10%. That would be $50 billion today. That would be $50 billion today. $50,000 billion. That's $50,000 for everybody. We're not getting it back. Don't let them fool you. I understand there was a certain family done trying to thief the Republic Bank shares. Somebody's done thieving the Speaker's residence in St. Clair. Somebody done organize a price and a deal. Nobody know yet that that state property, the house of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, is being sold to a financier of a party who don't have application and plans inside for approvals for apartments. This is the madness you live in. When you're talking about Bus Mark, today Lyndon Mack called me and asked me if I following what's going on in Tobago. Partner, they destroyed Tobago. Tobago was enslaved. Don't watch those posts on Facebook about the black people tie up in Tripoli. Go and look at the black people who tie up in Tobago, who on a chain with a padlock to the Tobago House of Assembly. Go and check that. Lyndon Asierich, call when you're ready. Yeah? True talk. True talk. The reality of going forward from here is that all of us have to come together and say, you know what? They've squandered the power of our vote before. They've taken advantage of us. They've divided and ruled us. Nigger coolie politics. High class, low class. Your shoes pointing and shining like a donkey stone on a full moon night. So you're feeling nice. But the bank calling you for your mortgage or your car payment. Stop it. People suffering and collapsing in this country, and they're doing it quiet because they're in shame. They're shame. And it is time to stand together and say, you know what? This government have me suffering. I have to bring back my children from school. I can't afford to pay my loans. I'm begging every day now. I used to be prosperous, and now look at me. There are places in Tobago that were 30 and 40 years old that dry up in hot sun. Like ice in hot sun. PNM destroy them. PNM destroy them. And you can't go back to the UNC because the UNC, the only reason they left anything is because their pockets was full. The UNC could thief milk and sugar out of coffee, you know. Don't let nobody fool you. They're very, very good at that. That's what they do. They disguise it as contracts. You want a highway? We'll give you a highway to the freaking moon. As long as we get into thief money, partner, you could get whatever you want. Hear what I'm telling you? Once we could thief money, you could take you could get whatever you want. Plain talk. Yeah? True talk. Come back to this. Come back to where we are. Come back to where we've been for so long. Sparrow, write about it. I know. I've played the songs. So I'm not a fool. They've been saying these same things years, decades ago. ONR, NAR, DAC, Tapia, all this. All of them try. Who is me? Why do I think that the PEP could do what all of them couldn't do? Why do I feel so? Chance you have to take. No day goes by without me asking somebody whose opinion matter, and I ask them, am I wasting my life doing this? Because you don't get that back, you know. You don't get back this time. You don't get it back. You don't get back the days, the weeks, the months, the years. My whole week planned is PEP meetings. Every time I stop somewhere, if I go in the gas station, if I go to cut my hair, no matter where I go, it's politics and government they want to talk. This is what I live, and I do this now. And I want to tell you, they have days that I feel to just chuck it. Because it's hard. I was thinking this morning, the story of David and Goliath. David didn't walk up that hill strong, you know. David walked up that hill with his knees shaking. David was going to fight Goliath. Nobody, none of the biggest champions in the Israeli army wanted to fight Goliath. When David reached and front Goliath, his mouth was dry. His teeth was chattering. You could imagine. You ever feel fear in your spine? It's hurt. It's painful. You ever feel it? When you facing Goliath, the only thing to keep you going forward is courage. Robert Amar tell me today, Phillip, they could kill you dead, and in 96 hours, people stop talking about you. Not putting that in the universe, cancel and rebuke it. But people think like that. That is how dangerous this country is. And that is how dangerous what I do. We've become a nation where bodies float ashore. And it doesn't even upset us anymore. We take it in stride. Janelle James asks, what about the ones who are not surfacing? We're not even concerned anymore. We're reaching 500 people dead this year. 8 million people live in New York City, and they're not going to have 500 murders this year. But we have 500 murders. And instead of accounting to the nation for the condition of this country that would allow that to be our reality, your prime minister in name only, because he's a puppet on a string. He is a puppet on a string to the financiers who put him there. So the best that he could do is pips himself walking up and down a stage with the wife. He's a model. And you know what? If the country was running right, and people had jobs, hope, opportunity, the average person could afford to live. If we had set a baseline that no citizen must fall below, we say that we have jobs for everybody, nobody gets left behind. If we had that, brother, stunt yourself. Model every week. But as long as they have mothers comforting babies with hungry belly, what the ass you doing modeling on stage? What? The truth of this country is that we've never had a government to date unbeholding to this criminal, corrupt contractor class. And you hear contractor, you think somebody to come and nail up the cellotex in your house. We have contractors in this house, in this country, that have private jets. We have contractors that have warehouses full of expensive cars. When they lock up them 2 people and they beat them and people talk about look at gold, them contractors' wives watch that and say, amateurs, you want to see gold? Come by winner. And your prime minister stunting. He's a model. He's a model. Your chief justice saying nobody could bring me to justice. I could do what the hell I please. And the truth of the matter is, it takes a lot of courage to do what I do. But I will be damned if Goliath will keep me from living up to my destiny. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have a destiny collectively. This is the most beautiful country in the world. Stop and think for a minute. There is no country, nowhere, more beautiful than Trinidad and Tobago. We are it, you know. This is Eden. This is utopia. We are just badly managed, mismanaged. We are abused and advantaged. But the actual country, Trinidad and Tobago, I mean, they have things in this place, Pigeon Point and Nylon Pool. Jesus Christ, come on, man. There are other countries, if they had that, they'd be filming movies there. The world would know. The world would know. We have the oldest protected forest in the world in Tobago. If other countries had that, they'd be boasting. Boasting. We have heritage sites here from people thousands of years, antiquity, that we don't even protect. But if other people had it, they'd be boasting. Boasting about it. We have the only pitch lake of its kind. They have another one somewhere in the world, but it's not like ours. We have the only pitch lake of its kind in the world. If another nation had that, they'd be boasting. The springs, the water in the pitch lake, they say they have healing properties. That's ours. In this little Trinidad and Tobago. The most beautiful nation in the world, Trinidad and Tobago. This country. That's us. Our only problem is that we've been hijacked by people who understood that I could control your belly, I could control your hunger, I could control your head, I could get you high, I could get you drunk, I could make you feel nice, and I could control who you're bullying tonight. And I'm sorry for saying it so, but that's what they do. So it's 1.3 million of us in chains. The people of this country are not free. We feel ourselves beholden to these people who control the country, and they operate it through these two fake political parties. I'm not saying that the PNM and the UNC is the same party, you know. I'm not saying that. They could genuinely dislike each other. The point is, the people with the real power in the country, they finance both of those parties. So it doesn't make a difference which one of them in power. Their agenda still gets done. I remember reading Chris Rock. I'm watching Chris Rock on a show. And Chris Rock, the man is a philosopher, you know. The man is brilliant, you know. Chris Rock said, Shaq, you're not wealthy. Stop saying you're wealthy. You're rich. He says Shaquille O'Neal is not wealthy. Shaquille O'Neal, with all the money he has, is not wealthy. He's rich. Because somebody signs Shaq's check, and that guy wealthy. And you understand that kind of logic. That the power behind the parties, the people who call the shots, the people who give them the money to spend on all those ads to fool and brainwash you, those are the people that, regardless of which one of them in power, and they stunt themselves. I watch them. I watch them liking themselves because they don't think that they're wrong, you know. They don't think of themselves as criminal, you know. They don't see the little old lady that I saw tonight when I was going to the gym when I'm in traffic, yeah? And I'm watching this little old lady. She must be in her 60s or older. You know when she's short, and you know when a woman gets to a stage where she starts to get hunched over. She's hunched over. She's across the road from Westby's, waiting on a taxi with a bag in her hand. And she's just swinging and looking happy. There, with her bag and her bent back. And I watch her. And that's who I do this for. Not for the big shots. Not for those who feel like they're losing what they always had. You see, those who never did, who should have always got, I do this for them. I do this for them. No, I don't look like them. I can't live in their community. They could watch me with suspicion forever. But I do this for them. Because I can. And I've been taught that the only purpose of power is to protect and help the weak. That is the only purpose of power. When I look around at the members of the Progressive Empowerment Party and how hard these people work, I will give my all for this. I will give my all and more for this, because they have already stood up. They have already stood up and said, you know what? We dancing too. I can't leave them behind. We, all of we have to fix this. It is our job. We've been given the most beautiful country in the world. We're tested, we're blighted by some disgusting criminals that just so happen to have organized themselves properly into criminal enterprise and have put themselves in all the positions to do what they do and pretend that the wrong is right. But ever saying, wrong is wrong, even if everybody do it. Right and right is right, even if nobody doing it. We now have to get back to right. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to stand together. We have to make sure that there are no more mothers with hungry belly babies in this country. That have to done. And don't give me bullshit. Stop blaming the victims. Stop shaming each other. You've had your breaks too. You've had your hand-ups and your handouts and your opportunities. And if you were honest, because I am, people open doors for me. And I know. And I know you know too. So don't pretend that you come out your mother bling. People helped. You had blessings. You had opportunities. You had help. You had assistance. When you get it, pass it on. We must make sure, regardless. I don't care if you don't like me. And there's a saying, I may not like what you say, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it. No one raindrop ever considers itself as having caused the flood. We in this together. We in this together. And as long as one of our people hungry, all of we can be happy. That's the truth. And if that was our real philosophy from the start to now, there would never have been a situation where this country could reach that point where we could look back and say in the last 10 years, 5,000 of our brothers and sisters have been murdered. 5,000 people. We wanted to run and rescue Dominica, but we can't rescue Trinidad. We're mad, and we're mad with madness. How could we sit here normal, knowing 5,000 people have been murdered, and nobody's been brought to justice? And it's okay. Bodies floating by, people posting pictures. Somebody tagged me in a picture with a man throat gash up. I'm wondering, what kind of madness that takes? What kind of madness that takes? Anyway, this Saturday, we're in Chaguanas, in Center Point Mall, I think that's the name of it, across the road from Mid-Center Mall, with Price Club, big auditorium, we in there. Pep Jobs will be there. So if you're unemployed or underemployed, you want to get your name down on that database, come. There is a team there doing Pep Jobs. It was in the Newsday today. Thank you, Newsday. Come and sign up. Come and be a part of that. All of the constituency team leaders, all of the constituency executive members, there's a special briefing just for you. That's happening. Cabinet happens. Our cabinet, PEP cabinet happens at 11. And at 12, our normal Saturday public meeting, open to the public. Come and have your say, ask any questions, meet the team, answer everybody. That meeting, that starts at 12 noon, as it does every week. Sharp and on the button. Come. Come this Saturday. We're moving it to Chaguanas to assist those who, to come to Port of Spain is a trek. Meet us in Chaguanas. Maybe next month we will do one. Maybe next month we'll do one in San Fernando, and then you come a Rima. We definitely have to come to Tobago, and I know that. But come out in your numbers. Come out in your numbers. Those of you who are abroad, contact 50 of your friends and make them commit to go to Saturday. Because once somebody comes to that meeting and they hear and they see and they experience that family, they sign up one time. Make sure your people come in. This Saturday noon, we in Chaguanas.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell
Our country's state.
One use it well before it's sweet. If it is that who you're voting, crazy or not out.
When you vote,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be your thing, pull them out. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you vote them in,
vote them out.
register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power.
Terminate the reign.
Let's put our
Them and their vampire system.
together again.
Them and their vampire system. I'm going to put the video in the thread on the Facebook. Maya, if you could please put it in the YouTube thread, it would be greatly appreciated. Yeah. True talk. 10 days, special works. I'm getting all the names it used to be called. Look. I didn't, every night before I start this video, I always say, what am I going to tell these people tonight? What am I going to tell them that I haven't told them before, that I haven't said before? This Thursday night, we're having a frontline, a special frontline with the team, the frontline team, and I understand they're going to be dealing with the issue of housing and our housing policy. You're going to want to tune in for that because people try to understand how it works. And we want to make sure that everybody who has a job, even a minimum wage job, could own a home. We want that to be our reality. Suzette Lauer brought up the issue of a living wage over a minimum wage, and we agree. We want to add that to our conversation. There must be a cost of living index. We must know what is the basic line. That this is what all these staples cost. This is what it costs for a family of 3 or a family of 4 to be able to afford electricity, cable, a life. There must be a measure and a mark. And we have no business employing these citizens. The government have no business being in business. The government's job is to make sure that the environment is conducive to business doing business. And business want to come from all over the world and do business here. But you see, they can't thief if they don't have special purpose companies and they don't have state boards. They can't thief. They can't thief if they don't have contracts. All of that is to thief. To steal money. To steal money. That's what it's for. That's what Sport TT and EMBD and EFCL and VEMCOT and UDCOT, those companies are to steal money. The RHAs are to steal money. The Tobago House of Assembly is to steal money. Look today, somebody put out a thing. 800 million gets stolen. They can't come for Milshiv. 15 years now, they send accounts yet to say they get $50 billion. What they do with the money? It's to steal money. It's to steal money. True talk. We need to fix that. You need a government to go into office and close all that shit down. All them special purpose companies gone. Replace it with a transparent and robust public systems of tendering. That any contract over $500,000 must be published in the Gazette. so that you could look and check and see. And no more alphabet companies, ABC Construction Limited, DEF Construction Company Limited. Publish your directors and your shareholders. You must make sure that one man ain't come in and setting up 19 shadow companies and getting contracts everywhere. I hear about a fella in this government now calling people on the phone, say, listen, how about 21 contracts? I can't do none. Which one you want? Then we talk some business. Them getting contracts to sell. Madness. We mad with madness and we taking that. We have to stop that. It's not going to happen with me talking this shit every time. I will do this. But what's supposed to come out of this is we're supposed to grow good trees that bear good fruit. We're supposed to be able to put aside all of our differences and come together and join hands as one people under one flag. Black, white, brown, green, and every shade in between. Up, down, and sideways. All races, all creeds, all religions, all classes, all orientations, all persuasions. I don't care who you're praying to and who you're lying down with in the night. Those things matter not to me. A government's job is to serve the people. The well-being of the citizenry is the purpose of government, and that is all we care about. That's what we're supposed to be. All of us together. 1.3 million of us together. We must make it so that the value of the money in your pocket is strong, so that you don't need 2 and 3 jobs to mind your family. One job will do it. We could do that. The country could be run properly, you know. It doesn't have to be run like this. Look around. There is an entire world to compare us to. Look at them. See how they run. Success leaves clues. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. All of this, fact. Check for yourself. Come back. Go to the party that you supported before and say, hey, just for argument's sake, tell me, why you didn't secure the nation's borders and stop the drug trade? Why you didn't stop the gun trade? Why you didn't unstuff every shipping container on the port to end the drug and gun trade, end the human trafficking? Why you didn't build the maritime security wall to stop every marine craft entering this nation's waters? Why you didn't do that? So that we can pick up the 30,000 guns that Manning said, that Rowley said that in the country, and pay police $1,000 a gun, and as the guns come, we destroy them. So we come down to 0 guns, and we have 0 tolerance on gun crimes. And as you commit a gun crime, go to jail, go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect 200. Why you didn't do it? Why you didn't abolish the SEA? The whole world know that SEA is child abuse. Why would you run an education system so piss poor that you need to try and cram 20,000 children into 5 schools? 5 schools. So the first 100 win and the rest also ran. Why did you run a system like that? Why didn't you replace that with an entire functional education system where all the schools could have been prestige schools? Why? Why did you do that? Why did you make why didn't you fix our healthcare sector so that even poor people could have been treated with dignity and respect? Why? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you make food independence a priority? Why didn't you put the nation's farmland to grow food instead of growing plazas, malls, and cineplexes? Why? Why didn't you? Ask them those questions. Go and ask them those questions. I would love to hear their answers. Because God protect them from a debate, you know. No matter the question, I'm bringing it right. And as the Speaker of the House will say, link it. I will link it. Keep Rowley. Why didn't you ever think to put a premium, a tax on plastic bottles so that the poor, the indigent, the unemployable could pick up those same plastic bottles, clean the environment, turn them in for a reward, and everybody win? Kamala, why didn't you think to do that? Keith Rowley and Kamala, why wasn't jobs for all the only purpose of our high commissioners and our ambassadors? Why wasn't that their job? To bring companies to Trinidad and sell Trinidad to the world. Why wasn't that their only job? And those who couldn't do it, why weren't they fired? Why? Just answer those questions. Because you see, the day you start asking those questions and listen to the answer, listen to what they cannot say, listen to the bullshit and the spin. You know they call it spin? It's to turn you around and make you forget what you asked. Don't forget what you asked. Ask them. Healthcare, food production, cost of living, education, security of the person, home ownership, the environment, the animal bill of rights. Why haven't we done anything sensible in this country for decades? Why? Why? Why every budget the Integrity Commission get the least amount of money? Why? Why is it so hard for law-abiding citizens to get a firearm user's license, but bandits could get gun and stunt with it all over Facebook? Why? Why? Ask them why. Go and ask them why. If you ask them why, the answer will sign you up in the PEP. Trust me when I tell you. It's the answer they give you. Why didn't you decentralize the authority of the cabinet back to the constituencies? Why didn't you fund the constituencies to run their own business? Why didn't you take the state offices out of Port of Spain and decentralize it through the country to end that nightmare traffic commute every day? Why? Why? You need to ask them those questions. When they answer, publish it on Facebook. Let the rest of the country see what was passing for governance in this country. Ask both of them. Why is recall not law? Why can't we sign a petition and fire an errant, non-performing member of parliament? Why? Ask those questions. Yeah? Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, we will try to do this again. Until then, stay safe, Trinidad today.